Hi guys, so today we are going to tackle about the eukaryotic cell structure. So, microbes. Microbes are said to be ubiquitous, meaning they are virtually everywhere. At first, nakilala na kita ang microbes. Di ba ang aton mga nanay, ang aton mama, or ang ibang, nagyayakan na aton nga ay pagkaput ito kay may germs, in which germs are microbes that cause disease. There are two categories of microbes. The acellular or the infectious agents includes prions and viruses, and the cellular microorganisms includes the less complex prokaryotes and eukaryotes. As of now, we will set aside the acellular or infectious agents and we will focus on the cellular microorganisms. Prokaryote organisms composed of cells that lack a true nucleus, such as archaea and bacteria. While eukaryote organisms composed of cells that contain a true nucleus, such as algae, protozoa, fungi, plants, animals, and humans. Again, we will set aside the prokaryotes and we will focus on the eukaryotes. Eukaryote is derived from the word eu means true and karyo refers to a knot or nucleus. Are so named because they have a true nucleus in that their DNA is enclosed by a nuclear membrane. Most animal and plant cells are 10 to 30 micrometer in diameter, about 10 times larger than prokaryotes. Prokaryotes or prokaryotic cells. So, adidi ang picture an eukaryotic animal cell. So, it is a composite of most of the structures na mambibilngan na iba-iba na types of human body cells. Tapos, adigihap ang nagpapakita in transmission, electron micrograph of an actual yeast. So, the cell membrane or the cell is enclosed and held intact by the cell membrane, which also referred to as the plasma, cytoplasmic or cellular membrane. So with cell membrane, puro parehas la tunhiya skin. Or amo tunhiya, it's skin itself. So imagine, ini na bola is a cell. So the outside part, ini na cell membrane, amo ini hiya, it's skin. So ang cell membrane, amo mo ang skin, han cell. So the cell membrane regulate the passage of nutrients, waste products, and secretions in and out of the cell. Because the cell is the property of selective permeability, only certain substances may enter or leave the cell. So, ang cell membrane ang pinakadako ang gamit kay amo hiya ang nagli-live and naga-out han mga certain substances nga masakup ha cell ngan magawas. Ani an example kung paano na-function ang cell membrane. So, only substances may enter and leave the cell. So, amo to ang function and cell membrane. So, next is nucleus. Di ba kanina ginsaring na an eukaryote may ada true nucleus and ang prokaryote waray nucleus. So, the nucleus controls the function of the entire cell. So, it is also known as the command center. Nucleus also thought as the command center. There are three components of nucleus. First is the nucleoplasm, second is the chromosomes, and third is the nuclear membrane. So nucleoplasm is the gelatinous matrix or the base material, and the chromosomes is the embedded of the nucleoplasm, and then the nuclear membrane is the. This is an example of how the nucleus functions. So, it is genetic information bearer of the cell. So, ini amoy niya ang DNA. So, ang nucleus amoy niya ang genetic information bearer of the cell. So, amoy niyan function han nucleus. So, there are different species have different numbers and size of chromosomes. Human diploid cells, for example, have 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs, each consisting of thousands of genes. It has been estimated the human genome consists of between 20,000 and 25,000 genes. So, the cytoplasm. As you can see, there is a sentence that says, "I am the dancing queen," because the cytoplasm is a semi-fluid, gelatinous nutrient matrix. Within the cytoplasm are found insoluble storage granules and various cytoplasmic organelles, including endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, Golgi complexes, mitochondria, centrioles, microtubules, lysosomes, and other membrane-bound vacuoles. The cytoplasm is where the most cells' metabolic reactions occur. So, adiliwat ang graph endoplasmic reticulum. So, the endoplasmic reticulum is highly convoluted system of membranes that are interconnected and arranged to form a transport network of tubules and flattened sacs within the cytoplasm. Much of the ER has a rough granular appearance when observed by transmission electron microscopy and designated as rough endoplasmic reticulum. So, ang ribosomes, di ba nakakita ka mo, din ribosomes. Here, ang ribosomes. Amo to niya, it ribosomes. So, ang eukaryotic ribosomes are 20 to 22 in diameter. They consist mainly of rRNA and protein and play an important part in the synthesis of proteins. So, amo inihiya ang ribosomes. So, most of the proteins released from the ER are not mature. They must undergo further processing in an organelle known as the Golgi complex before they are able to perform their function within or outside the cell. Next is the lysosome. Lysosomes and peroxisomes. So, lysosomes are small, about 1 micrometer in diameter. Vesicles that originated from Golgi complex. They contain lysosome and other digestive enzymes that break down foreign material taken into the cell by phagocytosis. The engulfing of large particles by amoebas and certain types of white blood cells called phagocytes. These enzymes also aid in breaking down worn-out parts of the cell and may destroy the entire cell by a process called autolysis. If the cell is damaged or deteriorating, lysosomes are found in all eukaryotic cells. The peroxisomes. The peroxisomes are membrane-bound vesicles. In which hydrogen peroxide is both generated and broken down. Peroxisomes contain enzymes, catalase, which catalyzes, speeds up, and breakdown of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen. Peroxisomes are found in most eukaryotic cells, but are especially prominent in mammalian liver cells. The mitochondria. The mitochondria is the energy necessary for cellular function is provided by the formation of high-energy phosphate molecules such as adenosine triphosphate. ATP molecules are the major energy-carrying or energy-storing molecules within cells. Mitochondria, saying mitochondrial, are referred to as the power plants, powerhouses, or energy factories of the eukaryotic cell because this is where most of the ATP molecules are formed by the cellular respiration. So, during it process energy released from the glucose, energy is released from glucose, molecules, and nutrients to drive other cellular functions. So, it number hit mitochondria in a cell varies siya greatly depending on the activities ginre-required hit cell. So, mitochondria are about 0.5 or 1 micrometer in diameter and up to 7 micrometer in length. Many scientists believe that mitochondria and chloroplasts arose from bacteria living with eukaryotic cells. So, amo to niya ang mitochondria, amo niya ang power plants and powerhouses or energy factors of the eukaryotic cell because amo niya makikit-an most kunhain an ATP, plastids. Plant cells contain both mitochondria and another type of energy-producing organelle called a plastid. Plastids are membrane-bound structures containing various photosynthetic pigments. They are the sites of photosynthesis. Chloroplast, one type of plastid, contain a green photosynthetic pigment called chlorophyll. Chloroplasts are found in plant cells and algae. So, an algae, amo to niyan sinisaring nga lumot. Ang photosynthesis, ang process niya in which ang light, energy, used to convert carbon dioxide and water into carbohydrates and oxygen, respectively. So, amoy niya ang bagat circular ba from light to the plants and water into carbohydrates nga nahimo na yan na oxygen nga aton ginhingo. So, the chemical bonds in carbohydrate molecules represent stored energy. Thus, photosynthesis is the conversion of the light into chemical energy. So, amo na ito nakinsisa. So, cytoskeleton present throughout the cytoplasm is a system of fibers, collectively known as a cytoskeleton. The three types of cytoskeleton fibers are microtubules, microfilaments, actin filaments, and intermediate filaments. All three types serves to strengthen, support, and stiffen the cell, and give the cell its shapes. In addition to their structural roles, microtubules and microfilaments are essential for various activities such as cell division, contraction, motility, and the movement of the chromosomes within the cells. So, ang cytoskeleton may daya tutulong nga types. Three types, and cytoskeletal fibers and microtubules, microfilaments, and intermediate filaments. Ngan may daliwatiya, three types ngan serve nga nagsistrengthen, nagpapakusog, nagsusuporta, nga nagsistephen the cell. And then, microtubules are slender, hollow tubules composed of spherical protein subunits called tubulins. Next is cell wall. So, some eukaryotic cells consist of cell wall. So, ang cell wall may daya two types, and present and absent. And present amoya and plants, algae, fungi, and most bacteria. And presently what a cell wall amoy nihiyaan animals, protozoa, and mycoplasma species. So, it is the external structures that provide rigidity, shape, and protection. Eukaryotic cell walls, which are much simpler in structure than prokaryotic cells. So, it is an external structures that provide rigidity, shape, and protection. Eukaryotic cell walls, which are much simpler in structure than prokaryotic cell walls, may contain cellulose, pectin, lignin, chitin, and some mineral salts, usually found in algae, halumot. The cell walls of algae contain polysaccharides, cellulose, that is not found in the cell walls of any other microorganism. Cellulose is also found in the cell walls of plants. The cell walls of fungi contain a polysaccharides or chitin that is not found in the cell walls of any other microorganisms. Chitin, which is similar in structure to cellulose, is also found in exoskeletons of beetles and crabs. So, ang cell wall, bagat purparehas lahiyahan, cell membrane. Next is flagella and cilia. Some eukaryotic cells possess relatively long, thin structures called flagella. Flagella or flagella. Such cells are said to be flagellated or motile. Flagellated protozoa are called flagellates. So, amo ini ang flagella and cilia. So, ang flagella, some eukaryotic cells possess relatively long, thin structures called flagella. So, amoy niya it flagella here. Its size is 1 micrometer in diameter. And ciliate also an organelles of locomotion, but they tend to be shorter, thinner, and more numerous than flagella. So, amoy ito niya, ang flagella, amo hiya an long. Tapos ang ciliate short hiya,